Hello class. So today what we'd like to do is we'd like to look at some review questions on the exponent. Now, question number one. So when you try to multiply two numbers, we have to realize that the base has to be the same in order for us to work with the exponent. Yes, there's a special case where the exponents are equal and then we can work with bases, but that's not the case here either. So therefore, when you see 2 and 4, what do you realize? That's right. If you remember that 4 was equal to 2 squared, we get to rewrite this one as 2 to the third power times 2 squared, which is equal to 4 squared. And here we get 2 to the third times 2 to the fourth, because you got to multiply these two exponent to another exponent case. So we end up getting 2 to the seventh power, which is choice 1 becomes our answer, number 2. Now, notice where the 0 is at. 0 is only affecting x, not negative 10. So only this portion will be equal to 1. That means negative 10 times 1 becomes negative 10. Choice 2. Here, once you can either attack the negative exponent first or 3 first on the denominator. Now, if I wanted to tackle the 3 first, then it would have been this. We would have cube root of 8, still having the negative 2 on the outside. But we have to realize that 8 is equal to 2 to the third power when you do the prime factorization. So this can be rewritten as cube root of 2 to the third power whole thing to the negative 2 power. Now, cube root and then cube cancels out. This becomes 2 to the negative 2 power. Now, what do you remember about negative exponent? That's right. This one puts the entire value to the other side of the division sign, fraction sign. And since 2 squared becomes 1/4, so our final answer becomes 1/4, which is choice 1. Number 4. Let's look at it. This we know that to be equal to 1. So we know 4 to the 0 power is equal to 1. That's okay. Negative 8 2/3. Now here, notice the negative sign is not affected by the exponent, so we're just going to keep it as it is. So we have cube root of 8 and square. But what's cube root of 8? As we discussed earlier in the question, that's equal to 2. Hence 2 squared, we end up getting negative 4 becomes our final answer for 8. A negative 8 to the 2/3 power. 9 to the 1/2 power. What is that equal to? That's simply equal to square root of 9. Then that's equal to 3. But we have to add up all three things. So 1 minus 4 plus 3. The sum is equal to 0. Choice 1. Here, similarly as before, so if you have to put 16 in place of x, so we get 16 to the negative 3 over 2 power. Now, let's take care of the denominator, then that's equal to 16, and then square root of 16 to the negative 3 power. Because 1/2 as an exponent is square root. So therefore, square root of 16 is equal to 4 to the negative 3 power. Negative exponent implies that it has to be 1 over 4 to the third power. Now, what is 4 times 4 times 4? That's right, that's equal to 1 over 64. So therefore, our final answer should have been choice 2. Number 6. As we have talked about it earlier, negative means it has to go to the denominator, not necessarily the negative number. So therefore, we're looking at choice 1 only. Number 7. Alright, this is rather simple question too, because when you have same bases, we can combine the exponents through how? Through 1/2 1/3 minus 3 to the negative 2/3. Oh, I'm sorry. Divide by, right? Then we just have to do 3 to the 1/3 minus negative 2/3. Then minus negative becomes positive. So we end up getting 3 to the 3/3. But that's equal to 3 to the first, which is equal to simply 3. Number 8. X is a positive. So when you have 1/2 as an exponent, that means a square root. But what's actually being affected by it? Only the x. So we end up getting square root of 4 times square root of x. That's basically what we're looking at, which is choice 3. Number 9. Notice that all the bases is the same, so all we have to do is add up the exponents. When they're multiplying, 3 plus 2 plus 4 becomes 9. So 3 to the 9th power, which is choice 3. Number 10. Same way as before. Since two numbers have multiplying with the same basis, we can simply add them up. So 8 negative 4 plus 6, that's equal to a to the 2nd power, which is choice 3. Alright, so how about number 11? All we have to do is simply plug in 7 in both locations, so we end up getting 7 plus 2 to the 0 power plus 7 plus 1 to the negative 2 over 3 power. So here the first portion becomes 1, because anything to the 0 power is equal to 1. Here we end up getting a to the, negative 2 third power. So 1 plus, because of the negative exponent, we will have a to the 2 third power, and then 1 on top. 1 plus. So on the denominator, that becomes cube root of 8, entire thing square, 1 over that. Now we notice cube root of 8 is in fact equal to 2, so 2 squared becomes 4. So if I were to organize this one, it would be 1 plus 1/4, which is basically equal to 1.25. Either way is fine. Alright, number 12. Similarly, what happens? Negative means 1 over. B to D, 3 over 2 power. But what does denominator 2 represents? That means a square root. And to the 3rd power. Square root to the 3rd power. Which one will that be? Choice 2 becomes our answer. Here, let's rewrite 16. 16 is in fact equal to 2 to the 4th power. In other words, this can be rewritten as 4th root of 2 to the 4th power times a to the 4th times a squared times b to the 4th power. Notice that everything has 4th power except this one. So we end up getting 2ab 4th root of a squared. That becomes our answer. Now, which is then choice? But what is 4th root of a squared is equal to? That's equal to a squared to the 1/4 power, which is equal to a to the 1/2 power. Now then, 2ab a to the 1/2 power, and this will be in fact equivalent to choice 4. I mean choice 2, I'm sorry. Now product means to multiply, so let's try to do that. 5 times negative 2 becomes negative 10. But in fact we shouldn't forget about the 3rd power. So in fact this, if I had to rewrite it, that becomes negative 8, a to the 6th power, and then b to the 3rd power. So 5 times negative 8 becomes negative 40. So we're looking at one of these two. But a squared, or in fact here we have a, and then here we have a to the 6th power. So total becomes a to the 7th power, which will be choice 4. Alright, I'll stop here now, and we're going to have part 2 very soon. See you later.